During the stay at home, families were beginning to discover something about each other. If before they were all running away, running to work, running to school, running for leisure, suddenly they begin to realize the wonder of each other. Things which they took for granted, they begin to see clearly. The other thing that they were beginning to share talents with one another, appreciate one another in a way that they never before did. Not just that, they were beginning to share talents and they say, can I help you? Can I do this with you? Can we do this together? It became what Pope Francis would say, do-cat. People were doing things together as a family. And that is something that we need to continue even beyond this pandemic time.
This year's Lenten campaign theme of Living Hope is very close to our hearts. It's been tough, especially for me, being in the hospitality industry. We remain hopeful because we believe in using this time of staying at home to be with the family, to spend as much time with the family, to do as many things with the family as we can, especially things like this, by planting our own food, by cooking together, getting the kids involved, getting the kids to participate and to contribute, and to also think about others and the blessings that we have been given, and to also share these blessings with others.
Prayer, fasting and almsgiving. These are the traditional things we do in Lent. But this time, since we are Duduk Rumah, it is the family that has to come together to pray. Same also in terms of fasting, not just physical food, but where your whole lifestyle of fasting, reduce online, social media perhaps, and again almsgiving. It is going to be a challenging time of how to get the alms towards the AOHD for the benefit of the poor, whether it's urban poor, whether it's the migrant, or whether it's the indigenous people. Nobody deserves to be poor and left behind. Nobody deserves to live without hope. You and I can be the agents of hope when we live hope. In living hope, we will give hope. We'll become an inspirer of hope.
We would like to share 4 simple ways on how to prepare a sustainable meal. The first is to plant your own food. We do that in our little garden, and this helps reduce carbon footprint because we do not leave our own homes. Second simple way of being sustainable, we decided, is to buy locally, and this is what we've been trying to practice as much as possible, to not buy imported food. I know sometimes it's a bit difficult because we like our cheese and stuff like that. By buying local, we also support these local farmers and sellers. The third way is to compost. By composting our organic waste, we can reduce the methane gases that are produced in landfills. So another way of being sustainable in preparing a meal that we would like to share is to use recycled or organic biodegradable material in packaging, such as what we have used, banana leaf and newspaper, and reusable packaging like our tiffin carriers, containers, and so on.
As a family, we have chosen today to share a few simple dishes which you can make at home, which are economical and also nutritious. These are some simple vegetarian dishes which are suitable for Lent and can also be shared with others of different faith and culture any time of the year. The first thing we are going to cook today is blue rice. Usually we make white rice at home, but for a change, we can also use blue pea flour to extract the blue color and make a beautiful blue rice. First, we collect the blue pea flour from the garden, and then we extract this flour into the water, and we use the water to cook the rice the usual way that we cook rice. And the kids will do this safely, and they really enjoy doing it. For the sweet and sour chickpeas, first of all, take about 100 grams of dried chickpeas and we soak them overnight. The next morning, you boil them till they are soft. To cook the dish, first of all, you fry up your chopped onion and garlic, and once the onion is a bit soft, you can add in your curry leaves and continue cooking. Next, you add in your chickpeas and fry for about a minute. and then you add in your dark and light soy sauce, and then you can use either juice of lime or vinegar for the sourness, and then you add in your sugar. Lastly, you just add in salt and pepper to taste, and the whole thing is completed in less than 10 minutes. The next dish is eggplant sambal or sambal terung. For this, you can use 1 or 2 eggplants depending on the size, and you slice the eggplant, and after that you rub salt and turmeric or kunyit all over the slices. And next you prepare the sambal. For this, you need to pre-soak the dried chilies in hot water until they are softened, and then you chop up your chilies, your dried chilies, your red chilies and your onion, and pound them up until they are fairly soft and smooth. Or you can also use a blender. To prepare the sambal, first of all you heat up your wok and heat up your oil. Then you fry the eggplants until they are soft and remove them to the side. Next, you saute the pounded ingredients for a few minutes. Add in your tomato puree, about 1 tablespoon, and also a tamarind juice, about 1 tablespoon of tamarind. Okay, after you cook that for a little while until you get the nice aroma, you can add in your salt and sugar and give it a taste to your liking. And once the sambal is ready, you add in your fried eggplants, stir everything together, and your dish is already completed. Fried tempeh is a very good source of protein. To cook this is very simple. All you need to do is get a piece of tempeh, which is very cheap. You can get it for about RM1.50. You just slice it up thinly and deep fry it in hot oil until you're crispy and slightly brown, and it's ready to serve. The last dish is Brazilian spinach, which is what we pluck from our garden. This vegetable you can cook it the normal way, which I think the typical Chinese household cook it this way, which is by chopping up garlic, and then you just fry up the garlic in hot oil, adding in your vegetable, and then seasoning it with soy sauce and pepper. For this meal, you can also easily pack it in banana leaf as how you would pack nasi lemak, and this is a good way to share it with someone else, either a neighbor or a member of your BEC, and it is also biodegradable, therefore good for the environment and good for everybody.
We hope that by sharing these few simple tips, you would have a more hope-filled Lent as a family.
We have often heard of faith, hope and love. Sometimes hope seems to be something very much theoretical, something up the air. But this Lenten campaign saying live hope tells us that hope is something real. Hope is something doable. And this simple action of this family tells us that hope can be lived. I hope that all of us, in practicing the season of Lent, in journeying the season of Lent, will be able to, in a small way, live hope, make hope real in our lives, in our neighborhoods, in our families.